Welcome to Techlinked, brought to you by LTTstore.com.
Well, no, we're not really. It's not.
It is.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so.
Sort of? Microsoft finally gave the public a look at the games lineup for the Xbox Series X in the Xbox Games Showcase yesterday, and they didn't waste any time diving right into the game everybody wanted to see, Halo Infinite. Except the fans weren't ready for the game's lackluster graphics quality, with multiple articles written about how we need to talk about the graphics. A proper trailer uploaded later seemed to look slightly better, but it still has fans worried that 343 might have taken their OG Halo inspiration a bit too literally. Later, it was revealed that the demo wasn't even running on the Series X, but on a PC, making things even more confusing. Well, the devs will probably have some time to fix it, since Halo Infinite is supposed to be the final Halo title, with the next 10 years of Halo content slated to arrive as updates for the game, not as standalone titles. Of course, Microsoft showed off some non-Halo games as well, with Psychonauts 2, Stalker 2, I'm excited about that one, and a new Fable, along with 20 titles in the live stream that will all be coming to Xbox Game Pass. Oh, and Obsidian is making what basically looks like an Elder Scrolls game, because if Bethesda won't make a Skyrim sequel, somebody has to.
Do they though?
I mean,
We don't need it.
how many consoles are gonna come out in the next 5 years to release Skyrim on?
That's true. You need to get them on everything.
Intel having a bad day sadly seems to be the norm now. The company has announced their 7nm process will be delayed by another 6 months, meaning they don't even expect 7nm chips on the market until late 2022 or early 2023.
I won't even want one by then.
The news is made more embarrassing by the fact that Nvidia and AMD already have 7nm products out on the market. And yes, we know that those process names don't actually refer to anything meaningful in terms of the actual process size, but they do refer to your mom. Shut up.
Oh, rude, Nick. Good gravy.
The delay has forced Intel to consider outsourcing production of its chips instead of making its own, a development that caused the company's shares to tumble. Seems like Apple started its transition to ARM at just the right time. For Apple, not for Intel. That also sucks for Intel. But if a guy named Bob Swan can't lead Intel back to greatness, who can, Riley?
Bob Swan!
And speaking of ARM, that company is so hot right now, Nvidia is reportedly considering buying them from their current Japanese owner, SoftBank. Reports claim that Team Green has approached ARM to discuss a potential acquisition. You might expect that Apple would consider buying them instead, given Apple's new ARM-only future, but Tim has enough on his plate already, not adding USB-C to iPhones. It takes a lot of willpower to avoid doing the obvious thing you should definitely do. If Nvidia does make the purchase, they could add CPU chops to their already powerful GPU chops, as evidenced by the new leak of next-gen Ampere GPU, showing performance around 43% faster than Turing. Can't wait for those new GPUs, so that I can get a discount on an old one.
Hey.
Up top frugality.
Nice.
Woo!
Air high five though, because
COVID, practices, social distancing, yeah.
Love ya.
Bump elbows. Now it's time for the quick bits, brought to you by iFixit Bits. Wait, what? iFixit wants to make sure you have the right bit for the job so you can use the right kit to take apart and repair almost any piece of electronics you want. There's the Mako kit with 64 small bits, the Mahi with 48 large bits, or you can get the Manta with all 112 bits, each one of them. Quick! Each kit includes iFixit's famous swivel knurled screwdriver in a magnetic enclosed case with everything held together in laser cut foam. Check it out at iFixit.com/techlinked or click the link down below. Through rain and snow, the quick bits soldier on. A government hearing on antitrust scheduled for this Monday has been delayed, but when it gets rescheduled, it's gonna be a doozy. Because Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, Tim Apple, and Sundar Pichai are all set to testify because apparently their companies can't not break anti-monopoly regulations. Amazon was recently found to be buying stakes in tech startups, stealing their tech, and then launching competitors against them, and Google has apparently been monitoring non-Google apps for usage patterns so it can build its own version. I mean, hey, they're just trying to make the world a better place, right? For themselves.
God, you tell him, Nick. You really lay into it.
We will never see movies in theaters again. Following the indefinite delay of Christopher Nolan's Tenet, Disney has delayed the release of Mulan and even pushed back the new Avatar and Star Wars movies. The new Top Gun and A Quiet Place 2 have also been delayed because some people won't wear a frickin' mask. Look, I can only rewatch Trolls World Tour so many times. Wash your dang
It's
hands.
a great movie, though.
Russia may have just tested an anti-satellite weapon in space, according to the US and UK militaries. The evidence isn't conclusive, and it may not be until Russia actually blows up a satellite. So this year might be about to get even crazier. 2020, please stop. The US Energy Department has announced plans to develop and build a quantum internet that would use entangled photons for communication. Such a network would be super secure because observing any information would actually alter it. You know what sounds even better than that though? Rolling out decent internet to everyone first. I mean, like, do you have gigabit? I know I don't.
We could, though.
And JIBO lives!
Yes! JIBO!
The lovable robots makers have been acquired by a company called NTT Disruption, who will adapt this functionality to serve in healthcare and education. So now we don't have to watch it dance its way to an early grave. We love you, JIBO. And I would love to keep doing this episode, but it's gotta be over by now. Come back on Monday for more tech news because you'll probably need a little bit of a pick-me-up by then. Mondays suck.